every year, millions of people say, oh, well, in the new year, I'm going to start that business. In the new year, I'm going to save money. In the new year, I'm going to lose weight. In the new year, fill in the blank. But what if I said that saying that is just a delay, and then it's really just a choice of you choosing to stay the same? It really does sound like a good idea to start in the new year, to start fresh in January at the beginning of the year. But if you've been putting off your goals, then I want you to stay to the end of this video, because I'm going to show you exactly why it's actually not serving you at all and what you should actually do instead. Just so you guys know that you're not alone, it's only about 8% of people who actually reach their New Year's resolution every single year. So just take that in perspective. Everybody is saying that they're going to start something new, or this is going to be the year, or January is when I'm actually going to do the thing. But literally around 8% of people are the only ones who are actually sticking to their New Year's resolution. And I'm guilty of this too. Like, we've all been there. You buy that new planner, you plan out the new things that you're going to do in the new year. You have that long list of goals, and you're going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work out before you go to work. And whatever the thing is, we have all been there. We have all made the list. We have all said this is going to be the year. But the reality is, after a few weeks, after the new year has passed, we all kind of just fall short, right? We stop thinking about our goals. We stop thinking about all the things that we said we wanted to do for this year. And it's because we've set the stakes so high, right? We've built up this anticipation to the new year, to January 1st is when I'm going to do the thing, right? And then when it comes, all that pressure is overwhelming, and then you don't stick to it. I want to help you guys really dive deep into what's stopping you from hitting your goals every year. So 9 times out of 10, it's not necessarily the goal itself, but it's what we think about the goal. So that being said, I've created a free quiz that's called Start Now. I'm going to leave the link in the description of this video so you guys can go and take this quiz, and it's going to tell you where you fall on the scale of procrastination, or maybe it's your fears that's holding you back. It's going to help you see what is really stopping you from hitting those goals, because 9 times out of 10, it's not that the goal is too hard or it's unattainable. It's actually our mindset and what we're thinking about the goals. So make sure you guys take that quiz. It's going to be in the description, and it's super quick. Like, I think it takes like less than a minute for you to see kind of where you are mentally when it comes to your goals. At the end of this video, you're going to have motivation to start working on your goals today. And then I'm also going to give you 3 proven tips in order to help you reach your goals. The first thing I want you to do when choosing your goals is to think about, why does this goal matter to you? What's the reason behind the goal? Just to give you guys an example, right? When it came to me, and one of the goals that I've had in the past is to start my own business, right? I wanted to be my own boss. But that wasn't a strong enough, reason or meaning behind why I was actually doing what I was doing and all the things that I've done in entrepreneurship, right? It was the why. So why did I want to start a business? I wanted to start my type of business because I wanted time freedom. I wanted location freedom, not necessarily time freedom because I do work a lot, but I wanted location freedom. I didn't want to have to be in a particular place in order to make money, right? I wanted to be able to travel. I wanted to be able to stay at home or, hang out with my family if I wanted to do that and still be able to make money. So a big thing for me was location freedom. And then once, like, me and my husband start to build a family, as that's something that we're working on, location freedom is a really big deal for me because I want to be at home. I want to be present, but I also want to be making money. So when you guys are making your goals, you need to think about, why does this goal matter, so that you have a better understanding and a better willpower to stick to it. Okay, the second thing, and this is very important, and that is to not focus on dates. So I kind of talked about that, saying, oh, I'm going to start in the new year, or January 1st is when I'm going to start going back to the gym, or January 1st is when I'm going to start my business. Instead of focusing on the date, I want you to focus on the action. And you don't even have to wait to January 1st to take that action. What can you do right now? What's one thing that you could do in order to reach a goal or to move towards that goal right now? It doesn't have to be something major. You don't have to say, oh, well, I need to set up my entire business in the next 7 days. It doesn't have to be that. It can be as simple as, for over the next 7 days, I'm going to come up with my business name. Or over the next 7 days, I'm going to figure out what I want to offer in my business. Over the next 7 days, I'm going to decide how much weight I want to lose, if that's something that you're trying to do. Or what do I want my diet to be moving forward. You can pick the small little things in order to get you to your goal. It's so important not to just think of the goal as a big, all-encompassing, just something that's huge that you have to kind of accomplish. And you want to break it down into little bitty actions that you could take in order to hit it and get you closer to your goal. Okay, now this third thing is important, especially when it comes to your mentality and how you're moving towards your goal. And that's you want to build momentum with daily wins. So I'm going to give you guys, a little bonus tip here. This is actually something that I do personally, and I'm going to share that with you guys. And I haven't shared this before. So when there's something that I'm trying to reach, I function better, and I think most people do. If you're going to stick to something, you need a schedule, right? You need to be able to follow something that almost becomes automatic, so you don't have to think about it too much. Especially if you have another full-time job, you have kids, you have a husband, you have whatever, right? You got a life outside of your business and growing your business. You need a schedule, so that's not something that you're having to think about. Okay, what am I going to do today, and what do I need to do on Tuesday? So what I like to do, I'm going to tell you guys what I do, is that when I have a goal or when I have something that I'm trying to achieve, let's just give you an example for the CEO Confidential launch that we're getting ready to do. I'm sure you guys heard me talk about this in my other videos, but I've started a membership program for entrepreneurs, service-based entrepreneurs, to where you guys are going to learn everything from client acquisition. So that's getting new leads in your business, how to set up websites, everything that goes along to growing your business is going to be taught in this membership. And so I'm getting ready to launch the founding member portion of that program, right? Okay, so what I did originally is I made a complete plan of every little task that needed to be done from the day that I wanted to start working on the launch to lead us to the launch and then through the launch, right? Because it'll be an open and closed enrollment period. So I've made a list using my Trello board, because I prefer Trello. I know some people like Notion and ClickUp and all those things, but Trello has just been something that I've stuck with for years because I'm a visual person. I like to see the boards. I like to use the colors and all those things. So what I did is I took every task that needed to be completed in order to make this launch a reality, right? In order to make this membership a reality. And then I structured my days leading up to the launch to hit a task. Let's say for the membership launch, I have a 7 email campaign sequence that's going to go out to everybody who's on the wait list. So one of my tasks for one of the days was to create just the first email. It wasn't even to create all 7 emails in one day. I just needed to create that first email for the email sequence. Or it was something like, I needed to create one social media post for all the days that we're going to be launching, right? Because I'm going to have a whole heap of content to release that week. But every day leading up to my membership launch, there are things that I have already scheduled in order to complete. So now when I wake up every morning, my schedule's already made. It's easy for me to just go into my office, pull up my schedule, and to see what I need to complete that day, get it done, move on to the next thing. So the hardest part, or I feel like the most time consuming part, is to sit down and set a plan first, right? So that's kind of how I like to do my things and how I like to hit my goals, is that if I have a clear plan and an action step of small actions, nothing that's huge. I don't have to, get the whole thing launched and all the content done in just 7 days. I take it day by day, action by action, so that we're moving towards our goal. And you guys are going to feel, you're not going to be overwhelmed, right? You're going to feel like you have control. You're going to feel like you have direction and vision on where you're going. So it's going to take away that frustration, which usually leads to you just setting your goal aside, right? So if you're frustrated with, okay, well, what am I going to wear to the gym? Or, you're thinking about, what are people are going to think when I walk into the gym? And you have all these thoughts going into your mind. When you can operate on a schedule and move on like an automation almost, it takes away the procrastination. It takes away the overwhelm or the fear of failure. It's so that you guys can really work towards your goals. Now this last one I'm just going to throw in there as a bonus. I know I said I was going to give you 3, but I'm going to give you this one as a bonus. And that is to surround yourself around people who will hold you accountable. People take for granted the power of having an accountability partner and how being around someone who's going to, for instance, I'm going to give you guys an example. I do counseling sessions. I have a counselor who I see, every so often. And I know my tendency is that, once I feel like, I'm kind of flowing with things, I'm not struggling with too much, mentally, then I'll kind of fall back off of using my counselor, right? Or I'll start skipping sessions. So something that I implemented on my own was that when I signed up again with my counselor, I also told her to attach my husband to the emails and to the appointment updates so that he knows when I have an appointment. So now whenever I get the notification, they'll send me a text or an email saying, hey, you have an appointment tomorrow, blah, blah, whatever at this time. My husband also gets that email and text, and since I've set this up, he has not failed once with saying, hey, hon, you have a meeting tomorrow, or you have a counseling session tomorrow at so-and-so time, right? And I'm getting the same emails, but he's also holding me accountable, right? And that it's okay to have an accountability partner. You want people who are going to have your back in situations, and the same thing goes for your goals, right? So if there's someone, and I would say choose your accountability partner wisely, right? Whether that's business, whether it's fitness, whether it's nutrition, you need to choose somebody who, 9 times out of 10, I'm sure your family members want to see you do better, right? But you want to choose, let's say if I had a friend who was really athletic, very fit, very health, forward, whatever, I would use that person as my fitness accountability, right? Because let's say if I use my friend who doesn't work out, who doesn't really care about what she's eating and all those things, and I say, hey, I don't really feel like going to the gym today, she might text me back and say, oh, you work hard, just rest today, opposed to that other friend who understands the importance of fitness and your overall health will say, hey, you're going to feel better after going to the gym and knowing that you've completed that, and it's just going to affect you overall. You're tired right now, but push through, right? So you have to really take that into consideration whenever you're getting ready to pick an accountability partner. Make sure that you guys are thinking about these people and make sure that they align with the goals that you are trying to reach. So I hope this advice has made sense to you guys. Remember to go and take the free quiz below so that you can kind of get an idea of where you are when it comes to reaching your goals and what are some of the things that you could be working on. And then something else that's really cool about this quiz is that after you take it, I'm going to send you guys a free guide on whatever your results were, right? So if it was related to maybe you procrastinate, then I'm going to send you my free guide on procrastination so that you can overcome that, okay? So make sure that you go and take that quiz. Remember, the link is going to be in the description below. And then after you take the quiz, come back to the comments and leave what your result was, right? So we can kind of see where people are falling on this scale, because I promise you, you're not the only one who's procrastinating. You're not the only one who's afraid to fail. We've all been in that boat at some point, and you might be there right now, and that's totally okay. But that's why I want you to take the quiz so that you can get the guide in order to move past it, right? Because I do want you guys to hit your goals. I want you all to be successful. I'm sure that's why you're watching this channel. That's why we're doing this together, to grow these businesses and to have the freedom, to have the money that we want in life. So make sure you go and take that quiz so you're one step closer to that goal. And then the last thing that I'm going to say, guys, and I think I had mentioned this in like a reel that I did on Instagram or something, just about we don't have an infinite amount of time, that the time to start is now. There's no point in waiting to the new year. You don't have to wait into the new year. And just to give you guys some insight into my own personal life, this past weekend we buried my aunt who passed away. So our time is limited here on earth at the end of the day, right? So there's no point in waiting till tomorrow on things that you can start today, just because we don't know. You don't know what your life will look like a day from now, a year from now. So why not work on your dreams right now and move forward towards your goals?